Saudi Arabia is warning its citizens living in Lebanon to leave the country for their own safety. The kingdom did not cite a specific threat, but has urged Saudi citizens to avoid traveling to Lebanon as well. This comes after Saudi Arabia suspended $4 billion in financial aid to the Lebanese army last week. Well, Halim Shebaya is a Middle East expert and political analyst. He joins us now with more on this story. Halim, many thanks for joining us. For want of a better phrase, what is Saudi Arabia's beef with Lebanon?
There are a lot of developments taking place over the last week. As the report mentioned, last week, Saudi Arabia decided to withdraw a $4 billion grant to the Lebanese armed forces and the internal security forces, citing some objections over the state of the brotherly relations between the two countries in terms of certain positions that have been taken. And today, or yesterday, when the Saudi Arabia and today the UAE joined it in warning its citizens not to travel to Lebanon, the UAE statement, for example, mentioned the fact that Lebanon did not support the Arab League statement that was condemning Iran, that was back in January, over a month ago. And this is basically how you can understand what's happening. What's happening relates to the wider regional crisis and divide between Iran and Saudi Arabia. Back in January, when the Saudi Arabian embassy was stormed in Iran, there was an Arab League meeting and that issued a very strong statement condemning not just the embassy incident, but also condemning Iran for its violent and hostile acts in the region. Now, Lebanon's foreign minister did not support that statement for many reasons. And here it's important to note that Lebanon's foreign ministry did actually condemn the attack that took place in Iran, the diplomatic incident, and basically there was a condemnation of that, but it couldn't sign on to the Arab League statement in Cairo for a very simple reason. That was noted by the foreign ministry a few days ago when it was responding to what was happening. It basically said Lebanon has a policy in its government, stated in its government agenda, and that has been reinforced and reconfirmed in the national dialogue meetings, that Lebanon has to stay at a distance of the different sides in the regional crisis. So it cannot take positions against Iran, for example, and this is why they did not sign on to the statement in the Arab League. So it seemed to be Saudi Arabia was upset because of that. The other Gulf countries were upset because of that. But obviously, a lot of questions are asked. Why is this happening a month after the Arab League meeting? And also, why is the aid being stopped for the Lebanese army? And the Lebanese army is actually one of the most stable organizations in the country at a time where security is an issue in Lebanon, and any aid that comes to the Lebanese armed forces is more than welcome because of the different threats that are taking place in Lebanon, from terrorist bombings every now and then, also to the different security situations in the country. As you well know, Lebanon has been passing through a rough 2 years, even more, since the Syria crisis. You have a huge influx of refugees that's putting a lot of strain on the country. And also, you have a country that we don't have a president of the republic now for almost, in May, what will be 2 years without the president of the republic. So you have a lot of disagreement over who the next president should be. So a lot of problems. And this, one way to understand it is that Lebanon, who was able to stay as much as possible stable and away from what's happening in Syria and in the region, there seems to be something happening whereby Saudi Arabia might be adopting a different approach.
Okay.
About its recent.
Halim, I believe we seem to be losing our connection to you, but we got pretty much the gist of what you were saying. Many thanks for your thoughts and your time. Halim Shebaya there, a Middle East research and political analyst, joining us now.